Good morning, guys. Dr. Long here again, just making a video quickly about Google Meets. So today we're going to have an Alchemist family meeting, and I just want to go over a few things, basically expectations, how do you use Google Meet if you've never used it, and how do you get into Google Meet. So I'm going to show you a few slides real quick about that. So first thing, expectations, what we're looking for today. So you want to find a safe, appropriate, and quiet place so you can hear your classmates and you can share out as well. Try to avoid distractions in the background. Make sure your clothing is school appropriate. Immediately upon entering the Google Meet, you want to put yourself on mute just so we don't hear you, or if you don't, we don't want to hear any background noises, especially with so many people in this meeting. It could get really noisy. So make sure you put yourself on mute and then stay muted until it's your turn to talk. All right. You can use the chat bar to ask questions or to make comments. I'll show you where all these things are in a few minutes if you don't know. And then be respectful towards others and the teacher. We as the teachers, if we are hosting the meeting, if we see students that are not following our expectations, you will not be allowed to participate, and we can remove you from the meeting at any time. So just be mindful of that, and if you want to use this, then act appropriately. So next thing I want to mention is I like to run this as just a big circle, just to see people and for us to share out. I think that would be really cool. Just a good place to start. So just the family meeting rules or circle rules, especially my advisory knows this, and I've done this with other classes as well, but my rules are one person talks at a time, speak from the heart, listen from the heart, and what is said in the circle stays in the circle. So it's really important for us to listen from the heart, especially during these times. I think, a lot of us might be going through different things. We are all experiencing this situation differently. It might be tough for some people. So make sure you kind of listen to people and try to understand where they're coming from. Put yourself in their shoes. How do you use Google Meet? So I'm going to show you what Google Meet looks like. Let me just mention a few key features. So there's a camera, there's a microphone, there's going to be these three dots in the bottom right corner, and then there's also a chat feature. These are just a few of the features that Google Meet has. I just want to highlight them because I think they're the most important for us today. So let me go over to a Google Meet. So this is what a Google Meet would look like. I've already started one. I've already logged in. It's kind of weird seeing two of me right now. So let me just point out a few things. So let me get rid of this. All right, so I've started a Alchemist family meeting, and that's the title that I've made this meeting. The most important thing I think for us today, for us to be respectful for each other, is as soon as you enter the room, you want to hit this button. This is the microphone button. If you click on it, then your microphone is off, and you saw something pop up here, and my lips might be moving, but you can't hear me. So you want to keep that muted so that we can only listen to one person. We want to hear one person at a time. All right, and then when it's your turn to talk, you want to click on it again so that you are unmuted. All right, so just be mindful. If there's a red line through this, that means that your microphone is off, and that's how it should be for most of the meeting, unless it's your turn to talk. There's a camera button here. You can turn your camera off, so if you are stepping out of the room or if you don't want people to see you, you can still be listening to the meeting, but we won't see you. You might not want to use that all the time, though. I think it's going to be good to see people's faces. So that's an option that you have. In the bottom right corner, there is these three dots. These three dots give you a bunch of options. Let me move this out of the way. You have these options here where you can change the layout. So right now, there's only one speaker, but with more speakers, you can change the layout. You can go full screen. You can turn on captions. So if you turn this on, when the person is talking, you can see that the words they're saying are showing up on the bottom. So that can be a really cool feature if someone isn't being very clear or you're not hearing them very well, you can read what they're saying. All right, and then one other thing I'll show you is the chat feature. So if you go up here, and you click on this bubble up here, and you click on that, it'll open up a chat bar. So you can send messages. So if you have a question for the teacher, you could say, I don't know, you can say whatever you want. So we'll be using this for classes. We'll be using this for our meeting today as a family. So it really depends on the situation. You can't say whatever you want, but keep it school appropriate. And if you have a question or something like that, that's a good place to enter it. All right, and you can just type. So like I don't know, you could say, "Dr. Longer, I don't understand question 5." And so it shows up, and then as the teacher, I can see someone has a question, and I can explain question 5 or whatever. Okay, that's just an example. All right, so those are some key features of Google Meet. Let me go back here. All right, and then the last thing I want to talk about is how do you get into Google Meet? So first of all, I'm going to post a link into my Google Classroom. You can also copy and paste the link into a URL bar. So I'll show you right now in my Google Classroom here. You'll see I am going to write a note and I'm going to leave the link for our meeting right here. Okay, so you can take that link, you can copy and paste it, and then you can put it into a URL bar and hit enter, and it'll take you to our Google meeting. All right, so that's the link there. All right, so one other thing that I'll do, and this is just another way to sign into the Google Meet, is on the stream, I'll also put the code to get into the Google Meet. So this is just another way to get in. You can take this code, Alchemist Family Meeting, and then you can, so let's copy that. And then you can go to a new tab. You go up to the waffle. You click on Google Meet. And eventually it'll take you to the Google Meet page. And you can see there'll be something here. It might look different for you guys as students, but there should be a button here where you can join a meeting. I don't think you guys can start a meeting, but you can join a meeting. So if we've already started a meeting, you can put in the code. So let's put in Alchemist Family Meeting. And then if I hit continue, it will tell me, the teacher, that you're trying to join, and I can let you in. So if we hit continue, there'll be another page that shows up that will let you join the meeting. All right. Also, just one thing I want to point out is, as the teacher, I can send invites to students. So I can add people to the meeting if I want to. I might type in someone's email address. Let's say I send an invite to this person here. So I can add people and I can send an invite. All right. And then those invites will be sent to your email address. So if I invite you, it'll show up in your email mailbox. So like if I go to my Gmail, I should be getting an invite any minute, but it'll show up in your Gmail. Okay. So just be mindful of that. If you get an invite from a teacher, or if a teacher asks to meet with you and they say they're going to invite you, the invite will be in your Gmail. All right. Mine's not coming through yet. Maybe it takes a minute to go through, but that's all right. That's where it'll be. All right. So check your Gmail. That's about it. That's how you use Google Meet. Those are the basics. That's what we're looking for today. So family meeting today at 12. I hope to see you.